Alright, today we're going to be making a acrylic terrarium / aquarium, podlarium, any sort of tank that you can put anything in you wanted, really. I'm just showing you how to make an acrylic tank today. So we got a couple supplies right here, and then there's some other supplies off screen or off a frame, out of the frame that you cannot see because they're much too large. Anyway, so we got an acrylic knife, which obviously you know what that's for, is cutting the acrylic. You got a square for making sure you build your tank square, so you have a square tank and not a tank that leans or falls apart. Some sandpaper for the joints. Super glue as a temporary fixative, and then the magic weld-on for acrylics, fast set. And the way this works is at the seams it makes it liquid, the acrylic liquid, and then reforms them as one piece of acrylic as it sets. So then I've also got some sheets of acrylic, which obviously that's how you build an acrylic tank, is with acrylic, and then also some bar clamps or any type of clamps you could use to keep the pieces together as you're bonding them. Yeah. Okay, first thing is to cut your acrylic, and make sure you do your math before you cut any cuts in this acrylic, because you don't want to waste acrylic. But it's super simple for cutting. Just use a metal straight edge and cut. Use your scoring tool to score over and over again along the edge next to the metal straight edge here, and then once you get it deep enough, which is like, I don't know, maybe 10 or so scores, then you move it to the edge of the table and apply firm downward even pressure, and it should just snap it really clean. And if you're worried about it, you can score both sides if you would like to, but usually scoring it enough on one side is good enough. So let's get cracking. So now I've just assembled the tank using some blue tape or painter's tape here, just holding it into shape. And then what you're going to do next is just pull the plastic here away back from the edge just a little bit, along all the way, just like getting it back a little bit. So then when you use the acrylic cement and inject it in between the seams, this plastic doesn't get caught in there and affect the seal. Some places I might have to come back with a little bit of silicone down here, but I'm going to try to get everything as perfectly tight as I can, because obviously these are not perfectly cut pieces. They're not laser cut, they're cut with a razor blade. So anyways, let's do some cementing here, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so here I've just taken this acrylic weld-on 4, and I've just put it into this applicator bottle here. Really fine tip here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come along in here, get in between there, and just squirt that in there, and then hold it together and then clamp it together. So as you can see, as the weld is fusing down here, I'm applying weight on top with just a dumbbell. You can also use a clamping system. You can just clamp it on both sides. But I find that it tends to bow the acrylic more. So if you use just a lightweight, this is 10 pound, you can go even lighter if you're afraid of not keeping everything 90 and square. But yeah, just put some weight on top while it fuses together and sets. And you can just take it off and it should be a nice good seal down here. Alright, so you can't really tell the difference, but along here I've injected the cement, and it usually takes about 30 seconds to bond, but I would give it at least like 5 minutes for it to totally fuse together, so then until you start moving things around. But yeah, so just do that to every edge and everything. You can see right here, I don't know, it will focus, but right here I'm gonna have to take some silicone to help with that. But that's alright, it's not a big deal unless you're looking for absolute clean seams, then I would try to be as accurate with your cutting as possible. But anyways, let's do that to all the seams. Alright, 2 quick tips. First is to have some sandpaper on hand to clean up these edges if they're a little uneven, like right here. It was a little uneven and the fit wasn't very good. Now it's a lot better. Just make sure to clean off the sanding debris before you seal it, because that will affect your seal. The second tip is, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and please like it if you're interested in what's happening here, and let's get back to work. Alright, sorry I didn't film a lot of that. I was in focus mode, making sure I got all the seams really nice and good. But we've got 3 sides on. I'm going to cut the front piece and then glue that on and glue the lid on. Alright, so I've decided which panel I want to do front. It's going to be this one, and I'm going to mark it front. So now I'm going to make some cuts on here so I can have a door on the front. A nice swinging door. I'm going to have to get some hardware as well that can go on this side and this side to latch it shut. So that's what's next. Alright, so the whole terrarium, the whole acrylic welding part is completed. Now we're just gonna attach the front. Alright, so here I've got the hardware for the front of the tank, the front door. Here I just got some teeny little hinges and some screws to go with it. And then I also have some little bolts as well, and then I might or may not, depends on how the door works, I may use these to make little latches out of wood. I may need 1 or 2, it depends. But these are just in case, but you definitely need the hinges. Sometimes your door may stay shut without the hinge. But one side you choose for the hinge to go on, and it's just as easy as that. Obviously, we're going to first pre-drill the holes so the acrylic doesn't crack when we screw these teeny little screws into it. Alright, so there we go. We have the hinges on and the front door on, and then my little wooden latch here. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am dying to take off this protective plastic. So, let's do that. Alright, all the plastic's off, and that's pretty much it for this video. And obviously, if you were going to make an aquarium instead of a terrarium, you just would not make a panel on top, on the front, and then you just not put a panel on top. So then you just have a box, essentially, because that's what an aquarium is, a box to hold water. But for the terrarium, you just make an easy, simple door like this. And then this latch here, I'm going to stain with some mineral oil just to protect it from water damage or anything like that. And it'll also darken it so you don't see it as much, so it matches the hinge as a little more. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up or a like on this video. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel.